What's up viewers, Eric from Sonic. Today we have here a 2016 RX with the 12.3-inch screen, and we're going to be installing the Apple CarPlay for Lexus that we just introduced. So let's not waste any time and get started. Alright, now that we're in the car, the first thing we want to do is just raise your armrest here, and this panel, it will just pop right out. It's only being held by a clip. Just grab hold of it like this and just pull it out this way, and then just go ahead and just work your way up slowly. And once you have that out, just put it aside in a safe place where it won't get scratched. And then next, we're going to be working on this silver trim over here. Just once again, it's only being held by clips, and just pull it out, releasing one clip at a time. If need to be, you can also use a panel removal tool, which will make it a little bit easier. But if you grab it at the right areas, you can also just use your fingers just to pull everything out. And then next, just place your finger inside this little open area and just pull it towards you. Okay, just like that. And unplug the start button. And then get down low over here and remove the 10mm bolt that's inside this hole. You are going to need a deep socket wrench like this with an extension. I highly recommend using a magnetic tool because you're going to be at an angle, and unless you angle it perfectly, there's a high risk that you're going to drop the bolt. So you have to place your head down, look up, and you'll see that 10mm bolt. Okay, just place it on the side like this. Make sure you don't lose it, and we're going to do the same for the other side. Once that is removed, now the radio is ready to come out. Okay, before we remove the radio, let's also remove the shift knob. Hold on to the shift boot and push down, and just turn it counterclockwise. And after you do that, go ahead and place a very thick towel right under here. That's where you're gonna be placing your radio. And just get a very firm grip and just pull it towards you. Just like that. And then it's a good idea to unplug this clock plug over here, just so you could pull it out a little bit further like this. So once this is out, we're going to leave it out like this, and now we're going to be working on the monitor and then over here to the glove compartment. So basically what we want to do is get behind it so that we could access the connectors, and this is all just being held by clips just like that. Okay, once you have that, we need to also remove the plastic cover behind this. As you can see here, it helps to use a panel removal tool that has a slight curve like this. Just go in here and you just pull it out just like that. Okay. After you take that panel off, as you can see, there is a bolt here. There's another one. And then we're also going to be taking off these two screws over here. So once you have those screws off, go ahead and lay down some towel over here, and we're gonna just move this out forward just like this for now. Okay, and then next we are going to work on the glove compartment over here. Okay, first we're going to be removing two Phillips screws located around here and around here. And then I'm gonna drop this, and then there's 1, 2, 3 Phillips screws. And then let's go back down here. There's two claws that's holding it in the middle over here. Go ahead and disengage it. Just place your hand inside. You'll feel the clip in this hole. Just push it in, and it'll disengage like that. And then just go ahead and carefully remove this piece. And while you're removing, there's one connector. This is for your footwell light. Go ahead and remove that. And once that is out, you'll find that there's two 10mm bolts. One on the left, one on the right. Let's go ahead and remove those. So once we removed all the bolts, screws, and the clips, next thing we want to do is remove this piece over here. Use a panel removal tool. And let's go ahead and pull this off as well next to it. And once that is off, we should be able to pull the rest of the assembly out. Go ahead and disconnect the connector. One's for the light up here, and then there's another clip. Let's go ahead and remove that. Okay. Now we're ready to connect to the vehicle. Before you do so, if you want to refer to the included instructions just to see how everything connects together. That'll give you a better idea, a little bit step forward before doing all this. So I highly suggest you review that. So everything is disconnected on the adapter side, and we're just gonna go ahead and connect all the car side first so that we could kind of route the wires and see where all the interface should go and how all the wires should be routed. So let's start off with the big connector. Find this huge connector here. Just simply place either a panel removal tool or a small flathead into this. Just pull it out like this, and then let's also pull out the other connector that we're going to be connecting. So these two. Okay, and then using this connector, it's going to connect into our interface. Okay, clips right in. Connecting the other side right here. Okay. Other connector that we pulled out right here. Okay. Just like that. Okay, and we'll just let this be for now. And let's get behind the screen. The connector that we're gonna be connecting to behind the screen actually is also connected to the main big connector that we just connected. So we actually need to route this connector to behind the radio and up to the screen. So just look for an opening to the left side of the monitor. You'll find that there's a hole, and then you can also place your other hand from the bottom, and then you could actually touch your finger together and see that it meets. Okay, and there it is. And then while pulling this out, just make sure you pull this out only. Keep this other thin wire down here because we're gonna actually route this to the glove side. And then behind here, we're going to disconnect this connector and daisy chain it. Like that. And like this. Alright. We're gonna route these two connectors here also through the same hole. Okay, just like this. And then we are going to daisy chain this. Alright, just like that. Alright, so we just completed doing all the connection to all the car side, and now we're going to be working on connecting it to the interfaces. So I realized that there's actually a lot of room down here. It's big enough to fit both our interfaces, and because of that, we are just going to be mounting it behind the radio instead of the glove compartment. But we will be routing the USB to the glove compartment, so we had to remove the glove compartment regardless. Unless you want to route it somewhere else, then it's not necessary to drop your glove box. So let me start off with these cables over here. One's going to be input, one's going to be out. The input's going to be the connector on the outside. The output's going to be the connector on the inside like this. And then let's go ahead and connect this. This is from the big harness that we were connecting earlier. Okay, so one side of this is going to connect into this from the big connector, and the other side of this chip over here will be connecting to this other harness that came with the kit. Okay, just like that. And then we'll be connecting the other side to our interface here. Alright, so now we're going to be connecting the Apple CarPlay device here. It's not labeled. You could see the written instructions, or you could just remember the USB side is going to be the microphone and the HDMI side is going to be the aux. So let's connect the aux cable first. That's the one with this 2 RCAs that you see. Okay, aux going to the HDMI side like this, and the other side will go to this harness that we connected earlier. It's gonna have 2 RCAs sticking out like this, just like that. We will cover this with electric tape later. And then the mic side is actually going to be coming out of this harness here. And this part is your microphone that comes from the main harness, which is going to be connected to the microphone side, which is the one with the USB. Just like that. And then we have the HDMI, pretty self-explanatory. HDMI cable goes into another HDMI cable input on this main interface here. Okay, there's actually one more connector that needs to be connected, which is to power your CarPlay device. This is to power your Apple CarPlay device like this. Okay, and then the last thing that we need to connect is the USB connector right here. Okay, and then now everything's connected. All we have to do is turn on the vehicle, test to make sure everything is working, and once that's confirmed, we just need to tuck everything in. Behind the radio, all the way on the bottom, there's a lot of room, and then route this USB to where you can plug in and out. We are just going to set this in the glove compartment for this vehicle, but you may route it to wherever you like. And if you want to drill a hole, it's up to you guys. Then you can go ahead and drill a hole and have this USB sticking out like this, so you could plug very easily. So let me grab my standard lightning to USB cable, plug it onto my phone, and make sure it's working. Okay, and then also check on the instruction manual, make sure your dip switch is correct. Sometimes while you're installing it, because these dip switches are very easy to just get moved around, just make sure it stays on the correct dip switch setting when you connect and when you test it on the vehicle. So for the RX, it's going to be 1. So just to make sure everything is working, plug the phone, and in the beginning you're gonna have to do some authentication and allow MV Connect to use your phone while your phone is still locked. So once that is connected, go to your car, make sure it's in AUX, as you can see over here. Long press the mat button on this RX, and then see that everything is working. And while you're in this CarPlay mode, there's one setting that you have to change for Lexus vehicles, and it's the volume level on this Apple CarPlay. And how you do that is grab some very small thin edge pin like this, and then go ahead and press the outside part of it, so that the part that's closest to the 3.5 millimeter, just long hold, and it's gonna take you to the settings menu on the screen. You'll notice that the main volume level is lower than the other volume levels. So let's go ahead and raise it all the way to max to 56 and press the back button and you're done. Alright, so it looks like everything is working as it should. So let me go ahead and complete the installation by organizing these wires, tuck it in the back. Behind the radio on the bottom, we're going to route this USB through the glove compartment so that we could plug this through the glove compartment. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Alright, so we finished completing our installation. We put our panels back where it belongs. And we have the cable that's coming out like this. If you don't mind drilling a hole, you could drill a hole right here with that USB sticking out and then do so, but we didn't want to drill any holes, so we have the wire coming out of the glove compartment. So let me show you how this works. First, you want to go to your media source and select aux, because all your sound is going to be coming through your aux. And once you do that, go ahead and grab your phone, okay? Just plug it in like this. Alright, and it's automatically going to detect CarPlay. And you could put it aside, you could even lock your phone. And then hold and press the map button. And it's going to make the switch over for you to Apple CarPlay. And just to give you some example, voice activation on Waze, Disneyland.
All right, Disneyland Park, 1313 Disneyland Drive, Anaheim.
If you want, there's a back button that you could press to get out to the home menu. Okay, and if you press the menu button while you're in this mode, you could activate Siri. Hi Siri.
Hello there.
Alright, and if you want, say that you're playing some music. So if I want to go to the next song, just press the up button. If you want to go to the previous song, press the down button. And if you want to make a phone call, you can make a phone
Who
call.
do you want to call?
Welcome to Apple. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance.
And then you could hang up
I'm an auto.
using this, using the end button there, or you could also hang up using the hang up button on the steering wheel control.
Welcome to Apple.
Okay, and if someone calls you, you could also pick up using the pickup phone on your steering wheel control. And your volume controls still work. It's just that you just can't see the volume movement on here. If you want to see it, you could go back to your home menu and see it over here. And then if you ever change your climate control setting, it will take you back to your native screen just for a moment, just so you know what's going on with your climate control. Alright, well that concludes our installation and demonstration on this Lexus RX of our Apple CarPlay system. If you have any additional questions, give us an email at info@bsonicusa.com, or you can leave a comment below and we will reply to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much.